Hola, bienvenidos a Lightspeed Spanish. Today I'm going to help you with something. Maybe this has happened to you and you get to a point where you say, help! I've learned the wrong Spanish accent. I can't tell you how many times this has happened. And it's because people who come to Spain, for example, where I live, people who come to Spain start learning Spanish and they start learning it with the accent from all of the apps that they've got, which is not the Spanish accent. It's the accent from Hispanoamerica. Or maybe the other way around. Maybe you've been learning Spanish from Spain, the accent, and you want to go to Mexico. What's the solution? How do we resolve that? Yo tengo la solución. Hablamos de todo en la segunda parte. Ojalá tuviera yo un español más decente. So I know what the solution to that is when you've learnt the wrong accent. The reason I know the solution to it is because I learned the wrong accent. Not at the time, it was the right accent. I was living in Mexico, I learned to talk like a Mexican. Yo hablaba así porque yo aprendí mi español en México. And then I met my wife, who was from Spain. And then I met her family, who was from Spain. And then I came to Spain and I was talking with a Mexican accent. And then I wanted to teach people who were coming to Spain who wanted to learn Spanish from Spain. And I was teaching them with an accent from Mexico. What did I do? Well, the answer is in your hands. The first thing that you need to do is you need to find out what the rules are about the accent that you want to learn. If you want to learn the Spanish accent, it ain't that difficult. There are just a couple of things that you need to learn. For example, when you have a word that starts with C and then is followed by an E, like cerveza, then that C is a th sound. And if you have a word that starts with C and is followed by an I, then that is a th sound, like ciruela, plum. And all of the Zs are th. That's it. That's all you need to know. And you know what we get sometimes, and this is really common, we get a lot of people who go, oof, don't like that, talking in English, don't like that accent, all of that th sound sounds really weird, that lisp. And I always think, you are aware that we have that sound in English, aren't you? You are aware that we use the same sound, exactly the same sound. Why do you think that it's a lisp? When we say think, I think, do we think that that's a lisp? No, that's just a word. That's the way we say it. Well, exactly the same way when we say cerveza. That's just the sound. It's not a lisp, it's a sound. The same as English. The difference is in English, we've got two sounds that go with TH. One is a th and one is a th. Like when we say the, rather than think. Well, the Spanish sound is the th, cerveza. It isn't the cerveza, it's cerveza. So you find out the rules, I've just given you them, they're really easy. You find out the rules and then you say, what shall I do? And this is it. This is it. And you may have noticed that the tips I give you are always about do it every day for 5 or 10 minutes. That's it. It took me 3 months to change my accent. Why? Because I'd been learning Spanish for, I think, when I decided to change, maybe 4 years, I'd been learning Spanish and that means I'd integrated the accent. I had to change a habit. And to change a habit, you have to do it for a minimum, the new one, for a minimum of a month, and I would say 3 months. It took me 3 months to change my accent. Okay, what did I do? Every day, I just got a book and I started to read it, right? And I started to read it and I would do this and I would be listening and I would say, for example, que no se ponen en marcha si no les cae con fuerza. Oh, fuerza, it's got a Z in. No, that's fuerza. And then, for example, I might say, Let's have a look. En el aspecto material de nuestra existencia, I don't know what this book is, me apasiona hablar del cerebro. No, it's not cerebro, it's CE, therefore it's a th. Therefore it's cerebro. Cerebro. And that's all I would do. Get a book that you like, but read it out loud. It's got to be out loud, by the way. Don't do this in your head. It's got to be out loud. So extra work if you're already reading out loud, extra work. And what you do is you just read the word, you're remembering your rules, you stop, and then you say, no, that's not how it's pronounced because there's a CI, there's a CE, or there's a Z, and it's got to be a th. That's if you're changing from Latin American to Spanish. If you're going the other way, well, it's exactly the same way. You see the word ciruela, and you say, it's not ciruela, it's ciruela. Okay, that's all that you have to do. Now, word of advice. When you're in this transformation time, you may find that you'll be saying one word in one accent and one word in another. Don't worry about it. Everybody's going to understand you. Don't worry about it. In fact, I've talked to native Spanish speakers who do that anyway, depending on where they're from. Some places you'll hear a th where you know for damn sure that th shouldn't be there. And yet there it is. So don't worry too much about it. Don't sweat it. Just keep practicing until you get there. 3 months, every day, 5 minutes a day. It's the rule of thumb to learn a language. Every day, 5-10 minutes a day. Beautiful. Your mind loves that. Your mind loves little, small periods of time, intense learning, and then a break. Es el secreto de aprender cualquier idioma. Pero el español, más importante. Bueno, chicos, os quiero mucho. Muchas gracias por haber estado conmigo y nos vemos la próxima vez. Hasta luego.